Yo, what is up, guys? It is Tuesday night. That is right. You are live with the comic book food chain. I had a little extra sugar today, so I got some energy in my system, guys. You're gonna have to deal with it. I am super sorry, not sorry. But let's do a quick around the horn. Say what's up to everybody. Frank, my man, how are you doing?
Good. Been up since 5:30. It's actually crunching some numbers on the channel, and everything looks really solid. So huge shout out to everybody who keeps coming back and watching us. Thanks for showing up.
All right, absolutely, and of course our pro collector Yeezy. What's going on, my guy?
Oh man, pass some of that sugar over here, man. I needed some of that energy.
Oh, but, bro, I was dragging. I needed it.
Yeah, but let me say what's up to some people in the chat. How's it going? Andrew Lehman, Haywood Sapeta. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Nigel Tunson, how's it going? Ultra Maximus is in the house. I know he's on the road to 1,000 also. Trent Stewart, Sean Butler, how's it going? John Stout, what's going on? And John J. I'm not even going to try that.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. And then I looked and I said, yeah, I'm not going to attempt that last name. Well, everybody, welcome
Dan
in.
Barry. I missed that one. So.
Burry just jumped in. What was I going to say? Oh, make sure you guys share it out. We're about to get into a really cool conversation. We got a couple slides we're going to hit, but tonight's focus is going to be Comic-Cons. We can sing it again. Let me say it. Comic-Cons.
Say it 5 times in a mirror, and one will show up behind you.
And a person cosplaying as a character with a backpack full of slabs will come creeping out from behind the wall.
No. That's a total misnomer. Cosplayers do not have pockets or carry around comic books. They're there. They're there to be seen and not spend.
Hey, that's a good observation.
I don't know how many cosplayers I see with a bag full of slabs. If they are, they're probably doing something nefarious.
Like stealing the slabs?
Yeah.
Well, listen, cosplay is another episode. We're here to talk about the other C word.
I'm not going to say it.
Conventions?
Comic books?
Yeah. One of those C words. But real quick, before we get into it, as always,
we got to pay the bills.
Exactly. Which means we need another 2,000 hours of views so we can monetize.
Damn right.
But no, real talk. We are on our road to 1,000 subs. We are at the 900 milestone. We're creeping up on it. We need another, I want to say 21, 22 subs last I checked. So if you're watching, you like what we do, hit the little subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit all the bells and whistles and all that good stuff. And when we hit 900, we're going to give away this often talked about, much beloved, almost our mascot at this point, Sam Wilson, Captain America #1. This is the hip hop cover variant. It is from Yee's personal collection. It's going to come with that free press from Red Hood Comics. So if you want your name to be a 1 in 900 chance of getting this bad boy when we hit 900 subs, throw your name in there and hit the sub button.
Absolutely. And it will be, we had Red Hood on. That guy does a killer job on comics. I mean,
dude, he keeps tagging me in his before and after videos, and they're amazing.
The science behind that, it was nuts, right? Yee?
Yeah, I mean, and he was on Flipside last night, and he was an absolute fire on that. Just blends well with everyone that he hops on the panel with. I can't talk good enough about Joe more than I'm glad he's part of Flipside.
Yeah, he can't seem to not talk about other shows either.
Right. Jeez.
No tea to spill here.
But I always talk about comic book food chain whenever I'm over there.
Just because it's a problem here doesn't mean it's not a problem there, bro. No, I'm kidding. We love Flipside. We love all the shows on Flipside.
Yes.
Anyway, we are on our road to 1,000 subs, which means we are also going to do that Canto, that slide that I took out, because I'm a professional. Anyway, we're going to be talking about comic book conventions tonight. And I spelled all those words correctly, so.
I was actually counting, then I was like, okay, he's got it all in there.
Listen, being a writer and having an English degree does not mean you know how to spell. That is a huge misnomer, huge misunderstanding. It's to the point where in my Twitter bio, it has to say typos are my own because I represent other people. But the word typo is misspelled.
That's kind of
a whole thing. Anyway, follow me on Twitter.
TIE?
TPYOS, right? That's how you spell it?
Typos.
Yeah, that's the correct spelling.
See, now we look like we don't know how to spell typos.
No. See, this is the thing. And Dan Barry's got a comment in there. I see it. This is what editors are for. The problem is some editors can't spell either. Because a huge misconception about editors is that they are proofreaders. There are two types of editors. There are project managers, and then there are story editors, and they're not the same thing. That's another conversation, not a C word.
That's
not
2 episodes away from now.
But we'll find a way to make it controversial first.
Oh, jeez. Let's not.
Editors, the other C word.
Editors are the other C word. Okay, with that being said, that's your new catchphrase.
Done.
We're gonna talk conventions, guys. They're coming back. Everybody's excited about them. We're attending some. I know, Gogol, you got a list of these. How do we want to attack this thing?
Well, that's what the outline's for. But I'll tell you, since I don't have it up either.
But we're not putting the outline up for people. I was leading. It says Ant leads Gogol into discussion. Shows. I don't.
All right. But did you see the line where it says every like fourth line I have to bust your chops? Like it's part of the DNA of the show.
Damn it! You did write it in. All right.
If you'd like screenshots, hit me up.
We're gonna sell them as NFTs. It's a whole thing. Anyway, moving on. To kick this off, let's start with a softball. Right? What is your favorite convention? Right? It's a question everybody can answer unless they've never been to one. And if you're in the comments and you've never been to one and you want to answer, tell us which one you'd like to go to. The correct answer is New York Comic Con, though.
Okay, so
that's gonna be my vote. New York Comic Con.
Okay, you've been to New York Comic Con? I was going to say, can I piggyback on one of your choices? I'd like for one of you to sell me on your favorite con because I'm relatively new to attending cons.
Okay. Well, let me start this then because yes. I think that there's like a taxonomy at play when it comes to conventions. No two conventions are the same, but some are similar and some are very different than others. So I kind of like to size them, and this is kind of how I determine whether or not they're worth me attending. And it's like they're small shows. These are like, sometimes in a church basement or at the local Elks Lodge library sale, stuff like that. Not really worth a creator's time if you have to fly there and it's going to be people digging through long boxes. Then you've got your medium shows. It's hard. Like I'll start at the top. Actually, that might be easier. So you've got New York Comic Con, you've got San Diego Comic Con. Those are your elite top two. Thought Bubble's a little bit smaller than those, but it's an international show in London. So like or it's in Leeds, I think. So they're kind of like the upper crust. Like if you can go to those, you're going to have like the best retailers, the best creators, the best celebrities, the best time, right? Especially San Diego. Like they turned downtown San Diego into like a city of comic book shit. And then under that, you've got your C2E2s, your Emerald Cities, your Rose Cities, your Baltimore Comic Cons. These are still bigger shows, well attended, into tens of thousands of guests. Same celebrities, same creators, maybe not as many of them. So like the scale of it's just a little bit small. It's smaller population, smaller guests list, stuff like that. But you get like I don't want to say a smaller, lesser quality of retailer, but like, you're not going to see as many Hulk 181 slabbed up on the wall for over premium. And, you might see some other key books, maybe not slabbed, and I'm just generalizing because you never know. You could walk into Rose City and find, Amazing Fantasy 1599 slabbed for $1 billion or whatever. Like it's possible. So like that's kind of the taxonomy. You got real big, medium, and then like a real jump down small. And there's probably a bunch in between.
But yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be really interesting to hear Yee's perspective on this because I'm coming up with all kinds of angles in my head on how to attack each level or tier of con depending on what I want to accomplish.
That is 100% the strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was kind of tackle on too, because I've been to big cons, like I've been to New York City Comic Con. And I've been to like what Frank would say, I guess, is a medium tier con, which would be Emerald City. I went to those both in the same year. One's during normal convention season. Emerald is a spring convention, while New York City Comic Con is a fall convention. And personally, I liked Emerald City Comic Con just slightly better, like just barely. I mean, they're both Read Pop shows, so in my book, they're both big shows. As a fan, So it depends on what you're going there for. Are you going there for like certain exclusives? Are you going there to dig for comics? Are you there to meet certain creators? So those are all questions like you need to answer before you decide, oh, I'm going to go to this con. So, but if I'm like, if I'm going to like search for back issues, rare variants, stuff like that, I'm going to go to, the small medium, like a smaller medium show. So something like in between, like my favorite show to go to in Texas is actually not Comic Palooza in Houston. I mean, I'll go still, but I'm not expecting anything good. I'll go
Comic
to
Palooza in Houston just denied your tickets just because you're just
that's fine. I don't care. Like
that's where I bought my Avengers #1 for dirt cheap.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I mean, I'd rather go to a slightly larger convention than that in Texas, Dallas Fan Expo, which is a competing company against Reed Pop, because they have their show in Toronto.
Well,
I think it's
crazy and say they're competing.
I mean, they
it's
are,
like the
but
competition between like PGX and CGC. Like
but anyway,
they do the same thing, but not the same.
Yeah. So it depends on what I'm looking for. But if I'm going for like the hottest exclusives of the year, like I'm either going to try to go to San Diego or I'm going to go to New York, because anything after the con, and I picked it up for like retail cost, it's still going to be way more expensive a year from now or two, depending on what it is. But like most of the time, it's going to be.
I think shit's going to get real, guys. If you're just tuning in right now, and let me tell you why. Tune in, share this out, make sure you guys follow. But it's about to get real because got two completely different perspectives, which was kind of the idea. But I didn't think we were because Gogol, I hear you. New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, they're ritzy. That's the big stuff. It's got the glam to it. But to the collector, do they really give the shit if they can't get the books they want at the prices they want them?
So, right. I mean, with those big shows, there also comes with a premium price tag for buying something.
Well, I don't know. Yes and no. And we can talk.
Is there a prestige to those?
Well, you get what you pay for, right? It's the difference between seeing a movie and seeing a movie in IMAX. I think that's a really fair comparison, because a Comic-Con base DNA, it's the same thing, right? Fucking long boxes and creators and celebrities and a big room, right? They're all exactly that. But the experience is what you pay for, right? Access to an upper echelon of celebrities, a larger, maybe more prominent talent pool of creators to get signatures from and buy shit from. One other thing that I wanted to mention, sort of in the taxonomy part of it, is what you brought up and I forgot, is that there are a few standout companies that put on conventions. Reed Pop's one of them. Fan Expo is one of them. Wizard World is another one of them. Don't ever go to a Wizard World show. None of you ever. Don't do it. But like each one is in and of itself, by the brand, a different experience. Wizard World is an extremely celebrity heavy experience, right? You do not go to a Wizard World show if you like comics. And if you're a creator, don't attend one unless you are like an incredibly good hand seller. And I'm not trying to shit on anybody who works for Wizard World. That's just what those cons are, and that's their niche, right? They do celebrity shows, and that's what you go for. New York,
but I want that CGC 9.5, man.
that's where you'll get it too.
Did somebody really have a 9.5 of something come out of a Wizard Con?
Well, so CGC actually did, exclusive for Young Avengers, and then they were grading books on site, and they had their own special label with CGC. It says like Wizard World or Wizard Con on it, and then they came up with their own special grade, which was a 9.5. I think there's only like 11 in existence or something like that, maybe 12. My numbers could be off, but
what are they worth? Like the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.6 is like quadruple, right? If you're going to go lower than 9.6, isn't that worth less, even if there are only 11 of them?
I mean, it's like one of those weird things where there's only so many, and it's on a limited run of this Wizard World exclusive.
I mean, with that, you're talking a 9.2 would be worth less, but there's 1,000 of those.
Listen,
there's only 11 9.5.
It's probably a different conversation and a different show.
Just because there's not a lot of something doesn't mean that it is valuable.
I don't know. I know some endangered species that would beg to differ.
They didn't used to be endangered. Anyway, Anyway,
All right, that was a good defense. Okay, but so is there a prestige to saying I'm going to be at New York Comic Con or saying I'm going to attend?
Fuck yeah. All your friends are going to be jealous as hell, especially if you're from like the Midwest and like you're like, I'm traveling all the way across the fuck the country to go see Robert Kirkman and whoever else is a famous comic book writer. I'm so tired.
Well, I don't disagree with that statement because when I went to New York City Comic Con, I was working at Starbucks and I told all my coworkers, like, hey, I'm going to New York City Comic Con this weekend. Like, I can't be at work at 4:30 in the morning, all this. And then everyone's
no one was asking. He just wanted to tell them.
Yeah, and they're just like, you're going to New York? Like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, here's your latte. I'm going to New York Comic Con.
So that is one angle of it, though. Like, there are, especially now, like, we are in a weird place where comic books are part of the mainstream finally, right? Saying you're going to San Diego Comic Con is a badge that anyone can wear, and almost anyone is going to know that it means something really positive. It's like I have fuck you money is essentially what saying I'm going to San Diego is. If you are going as a guest, if you're going as a creator and you're going to San Diego, you're signing up for being tired for the rest of the year.
There you go. That's it. So I've gone to some.
Let's get back to the question though.
Yes.
What is your favorite convention? I know you haven't done many, but which of them has been your favorite?
I mean, I don't have a broad spectrum to compare it to, but I'm going to say Phoenix Fan Fusion because
excellent show, except for that 1 year.
Right.
It's not funny.
It's our right. It was the first time I had a booth as a retailer was at Phoenix Fan Fusion. It was my very first con. It was my very first booth, and it was hell, and it was fun. And I'll never forget it. So that's
if you don't mind me asking, because I don't care, but did you win, lose, or draw? Did you break even, make money?
I broke even.
Okay.
But I only broke even because I had to buy everything. You know, I had to buy wall grid and stuff. You know, I had to buy a lockbox with a key. I spent a lot of money to be there. Where these guys that already have their setups, I'm sure they made a nice dollar.
So, but yeah, if you minus the cost of getting set up, you made money then, right? Next time you will make money. That's great.
Bro, have you seen me sell? I'll sell all day.
I just can imagine you being such a nervous wreck when it's face to face and you're not on the internet.
Oh, you're so getting a front hug. All right.
You thought I wasn't?
I feel like he'd be a tougher negotiator in person versus the internet.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's a big softie.
Oh, totally. I'm a hugger. I said it.
I mean, I don't even know how. I didn't even ask, and I've got a whole pile of books at his house. Just waiting. Didn't even need to negotiate. Yeah, that's me. That's all me.
This is the Gogol box. I got Catherine's Star Wars card that just fell out.
Look at that. I forgot about that. There's shit in there I forgot about.
I'm waiting for one more book, but then you're good.
Yeah, what is your favorite show?
So
this is now my prop, apparently.
Right.
Empty can.
I mean, I think I'll say it again. Like, I like Emerald City Comic Con if I'm going to travel out of state. If I'm in state, I'm going to go to the Fan Expo every year.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice. I'll round us out. I like New York. Growing up on the East Coast in New Jersey, that was the biggest show. I was never going to get out to San Diego by the time I started doing conventions. Tickets were already impossible to get. They still are. They're not going to get any easier. So it was like New York because I could always get in. And it was like, it was a thing. It was 4 days, 3 days. I'd get on the train in the morning, take the train in, come back at night, do it all weekend. It's a good time. Now that I've been all across the U.S. and outside the U.S. doing shows, there's a few more shows on my radar, but for different reasons. I really like Emerald City. Emerald City and New York, for anyone who doesn't know, are kind of the Memorial Day and Labor Day of con season, right? One is like they're not the first and last shows of the year, but they're kind of the first and last shows of the season.
It's like the peak of that season of the year. Like, this is the show you look forward to in the spring. This is the show.
This is when they're like little. You go to the beach before Memorial Day, but after Memorial Day, it's beach season, right? And then Labor Day is the end of summer, but you could still go to the beach a few weeks after that. So like I always like Emerald City because I've had a few months off and I'm recharged and like I'm excited to get back out and doing it. The last couple of years, it's been back and forth between C2E2 and Emerald City being the first show of the year. They're both about the same size, both about the same prominence. So that Either one. They're both great shows. I love Chicago. Weather can suck or be awesome in April. So like it's a real, you never know. But two shows that are also kind of the same for me, Baltimore and Rose City on opposite sides of the country, Portland and Baltimore. They're both really good creator shows, like especially indie people you haven't heard of, up and coming people. Like you're not going to get a lot of Marvel and DC people there, but you're going to get a lot of people who are making the most interesting new comics. And that's always really cool to see. And also Portland and Baltimore, if you can stay out of the not great parts, are awesome cities.
Yeah,
Not
so
great parts.
From what I've heard,
Baltimore's not great part is much larger than Portland's, but every city has one.
Yeah, from what I've heard about Baltimore is that you can find some really good deals there. Like, so I know a lot of people that usually sell end up buying more than they sell at that convention. It's what I've heard.
I believe it.
I mean, but isn't Diamonds like one of their main distributions in Baltimore?
Diamond's actual company is out of is it Waldorf, Maryland, or right outside of out of Baltimore? But yeah, they're right there. So is PRH, Penguin Random House's offices are there too. So that'll be interesting moving forward. As an aside, who keeps hitting that spoon? It's me. I'm gonna move this bowl.
All right, so we've got our favorites lined up here. Size it. Okay, so from a creator and a retailer standpoint, we want it busy. From a collector standpoint, I mean, how do you fight New York? How do you fight San Diego? Because I watch prep videos where guys like, you need water, you need protein bars, a fresh pair of underwear.
You gotta see my con bag. It looks like I'm getting ready for a war.
So my first trip to New York Comic Con, I had never been before. I didn't really have a lot of friends that were going to a lot of conventions or anything like that, so I just kind of went into it blind. So I showed up early to the con, and they have you wait in this area where you're just standing in line.
Oh, the cattle herd, yeah,
the cattle herd line, and then they let as soon as doors open, they kind of release you, and then you're going through this line.
Fucking mad rush.
Yeah, for no reason, because if you show up right on time, you can just walk into the convention and not bypass that line.
If you don't want exclusives.
Yeah, if you don't want exclusives. So there's certain booths that my friend was sending me out to try to get SH figure arts and from Bandai. And basically you have to show up right as soon as the convention opens to get a ticket to wait in line.
Yeah.
And then
you have to wait in line to get the ticket to wait in line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're trying to get certain exclusives, you have to plan out, this is what I'm chasing after for today.
Yeah. And you got to make choices.
Yeah, you definitely have
no way to get it all.
Yeah. So basically I had the choice of trying to get my friends exclusive or try to get a Mesco toys, and then I didn't get either or because I didn't know all these standard rules that apparently are at every con. Yeah. So newbie mistake, but
a lot of that is getting lotteryatized now, though. Is that a word? Where you will get a lottery number,
right?
And if your number is called that day, and it's a lot of it's done through an app, which I think is better. But people are still going to stand in that crazy ass line to be the first people on the show floor. I was that person. I liked getting there. I'd bring a book to read while we were sitting in the fucking cattle herd, and hang out. Just because I was excited, right? Yeah. And also I had nothing else to do. It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
But it's funny how they changed it up a little bit the year I went. So the cattle herd line is down on the first floor where Artist Alley is, and then the convention itself is on the second level of is it Java Center or whatever?
Java Center, yeah.
Java Center. Okay, so I thought that was kind of weird, how they did all that. But I mean, that's just learning from going, in experience.
When I first started going to New York Comic Con, they didn't do the cattle herding. They just lined you up around the building.
Oh, wow.
And then one year it doubled over on itself, and that's when they started doing the cattle herding the next year. The show has grown just a ton. It was big when I started going, but it's grown. I think people per full show at this point, one of the last couple of years, New York exceeded San Diego in terms of attendance.
Yep.
Which is pretty wild because that convention center is not that much smaller.
Wow, that's crazy. So you guys are. I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to word this. You guys are talking about the exclusive game when a retailer would do an exclusive and it's just for this specific said con, and speculators and flippers are obviously a lot of people in the line. That's you're saying that's that initial mad rush to run in and grab a bunch. How does the con traffic die down once those are gone?
They don't.
It never does. Like, so I'll give you a perfect example of something that has a lottery. So Funko Pops. Everyone, that's collecting Funko Pops is trying to get certain con exclusive Funko Pops. Well, they have a lottery system, and it's per day. And then as you're buying your tickets, you sign up for the lottery. So you just got to pay attention to emails and all that to sign up for this. At Emerald, my brother and I, we both went. We both got, I entered him because I bought the tickets. I entered him into the lottery because I was working at ThinkGeek also at the time. And so a lot of my coworkers are really big into Funkos, and they're like, oh, you're going to Emerald? Like, try to get me this, try to get me that. I was like, well, I have to enter this lottery. I don't know if I'm going to get it. And then, so we actually both hit the lottery. So we both got,
nice.
He got the morning one, and then I got the afternoon line. So they separated even by like day, and then they only release so much of their product that has to last, 4 days over the weekend. They only allocate out so many per day, so they can so each day you can get But I mean, it's more than likely that you're not going to get 4 lottery tickets all.
You'll get disqualified once you
win
on most lotteries. Yeah, you aren't in the pool anymore.
So I have a question for you guys. Now I'm learning. I wasn't supposed to say
for everything.
Whatever. Fuck, Frank, you make me mess up my train of thought now. These exclusives, and Laura's going to kill me for saying this, but I'm not going to say too much more. But we told you guys on our What We're Eating, Bird City is going to be at Baltimore Comic Con. We have a booth there. The reason why we are doing this is because we are bringing an exclusive, a Baltimore Comic Con exclusive, and we're making one for that show.
Nice.
But here I am thinking I'm just going to show up and sell this thing. It's not going to be a big deal. And you guys have got my head twisting around backwards going lotteries and yada, yada. And it's badass.
It's slightly different.
Or I wouldn't have to worry so much about that. Like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like more at like, like the large level cons, like your C2E2s,
the ones your friends who don't read comics know about.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's where you have to worry about people like fighting in front of your booth for whatever exclusive you have.
So stick to my original plan and show up and sell them at my table.
Yeah.
Okay,
it'll be fun.
And then like you can even like tease it out before the convention, like and all that.
Oh, we're gonna. We got a whole thing planned. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in right now, we're talking cons. I just dropped Bird City. We'll be at Baltimore Comic Con, and we will have our very first con exclusive ever. And it is super badass. That's all I'm going to say for now. So
it will also be the first time in history that all 3 of us will be in the same place in person.
Ooh,
okay, so we got to do a live. We got to go live from Baltimore, even if it's just for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll do the show. It'll be a 5-minute show on Saturday. It'll be great.
You guys can come over to my room. I booked it at the Four Seasons.
We'll do what we're eating.
Why the Four Seasons? That's so
or what we ate at the con.
Four Seasons Hotel is just like my New York Comic Con. Where are you staying at Four Seasons?
It's also the weekend of my birthday. So
I got drinks all weekend. What's up?
That's right. Not just the first round. I told you.
I got you.
You're gonna have that exclusive money. Anyway,
you're gonna bring a punch card because I just might run out of money. Depends on how well we do.
Let's get a little bit back on track here.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about our favorite shows.
Yep.
And then I don't honestly know what we talked about after that. So what is the next thing we're supposed to be talking about?
All right. So we've got a whole little yeah.
What you love, hate about cons. So we'll start with love.
Yeah. Okay. My point of view is always going to be collector and creator. I love going to cons one way or the other. I love seeing my friends, which is especially Emerald City, first con of the year. Haven't seen some of these people in 4 or 5 months. I love going to the bar afterwards. I love getting dinner. I like hanging out with people who are creative, who are my people, right? Yeah. I also like interacting with fans, which is one thing that I think makes me a little bit different than a lot of creators. Like a lot of creators look at going to conventions as a necessary evil. It's a way to get your name out there. It's a way to meet editors. It's a way to make a little money. I like
networking,
meeting you motherfuckers. Like, you know, like I don't know. I talk a lot. I lose my voice the first day. But I really enjoy that aspect. I like traveling. Like, it feels like work, and like making comics, like especially like writing freelance, like you don't always feel like you're doing work or like that you're doing work consistently. And knowing I have a con every month or every 2 weeks, it's like, okay, this is a work trip. Like, and it keeps the balance. Yeah. So, I mean, I could talk all night about what I like about cons, but like, those are kind of like the highlights for me. I love getting out there. I love seeing my people. I love meeting people.
Yeah. Cool.
Signing babies and shaking hands or whatever.
Signing babies. Yeah, that's how it goes. For me, I enjoy people watching. And if you're a people watching type of person, cons are the best place to do it at, because you get the spectrum.
Yeah.
And let me say my disclaimer now. I'm not a judgmental person. I could give two shits. Do you, as long as you're happy. I don't care. Take that and apply it to whatever situation you're in. That's where I'm at. So I mean, dude, I dig it from the digger, the guy that's just thumbing through as fast as he can, hitting through one box. I'm like, all right, that guy knows what the hell he's doing. To the dude that shows up dressed as Harley Quinn and he's got a full beard. Like I love it from top to bottom, and I dig just seeing the people roll in and the differences they all have.
Yeah, so I'm with Frank. I love traveling. So that's one way for me to explore different cities. Like I'll always take like an extra day or two before or after the con just to explore the city, like visit the art museum, stuff like that. I majored in art history, so that's something that interests me. But besides that, at the convention, I love meeting like totally random people when I'm waiting in line to meet a creator. Just like the conversations you strike from that, it's like you're here to meet the same person, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. And then so you have like that common ground right off the bat. It's like, oh, what book are you getting signed? Oh, what book are you getting signed? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Ant, I love being that guy that's going through every single lawn box, thumbing through, seeing what I can find. And then just finding books like on walls that like I don't find in my area, like, because as we all know, like, or as you get to know, as you start learning about comics and the distributions and everything, that like certain areas don't order a lot of comics, and then other areas get allocated a lot of comics. So when I travel around, I look for comics that I can't find in my area, or if there are comics that I can find in my area, is it a cheaper price than what I can normally get it for?
There you go. All good stuff. So it sounds like we're 3 for 3 on the people make the con.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of it that way, but you're right.
All right, so let's move on to the same subject, but we're gonna flip the coin. We're gonna go with what we I don't want to say dislike because it's negative, but not our favorite thing about cons. And do you guys mind if I kick it off?
Yeah, go for it. Since you've got the most experience.
So the thing, right? My answer is really clever, so I wanted to do it for somebody else said it. My dislike, my like was people. My dislike is also people. Let me explain.
I don't think you have to. I think I get it.
Well, let me give you the situation then. I'm walking and I'm trying to get to something and I'm looking and observing and boom, I get hit by a lightsaber out of the corner of my eye. There's always that guy that thinks he's freaking Darth Maul's dude. It boom hit me and I'm like, what the hell? And I turn around and he's doing his Darth Maul shit, and it doesn't look good, by the way. But he could give two shits about who's around him, who's next to him. He's doing him.
Wait. Roll back a minute. Didn't you just get done telling us how you didn't judge anybody? Now you're judging this guy's lightsaber
until I
skills?
Catch one.
Until he gets assaulted.
Yes,
bro. Maybe
I got assaulted.
You should have more situational awareness. I don't know. It sounds like you're victim blaming.
So you're saying on the back of the brochure for said Comic-Con, it says, while you're shopping for a t-shirt, you could get hit by prop, expect it.
Yeah. Do you not read the waivers? No. What is happening?
But you get where I was going with this. There's always that guy or that
I'm
person.
obviously being a jerk.
Wait, what? You were?
Don't judge me.
I'm not judgment free zone. But yeah, there's always that one guy that goes way too overboard. He's way too excited, and he'll ruin somebody else's good time. So that was because I enjoyed everything until that guy hit me in the face, and I'm like, all right, screw these.
So you're talking about the people who are doing it on accident. There is a group of folks who attend conventions who don't care about other people's times if they're not having a good time. That's not going to be the thing I complain about, but I just thought it was worth bringing it up.
Okay, I like it. All right, who wants to go next with their?
One thing I strongly dislike is getting a pass to get in early to try to get a commission from the artist I was there to see and meet, and then I just missed the last spot. So it's happened before.
I'm gonna ask that you do another one, just because that is. I don't know if that's something that trends at comics as an experience. That's something that can happen, but if it happens to you a lot, I think you're doing something wrong. But like if
I saw you come in, I'd say, "Oh, sold out."
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
on Sundays when we say, "Oh yeah, the meeting time changed."
Yeah. How about I dislike announcing to my friends I'm going to a convention, and they each ask me to pick up them 5 items. And I wanted one of those said items, and sometimes those are limited to 1 per person.
Yeah,
it's like being at a barbecue and you're a mechanic, and you tell somebody you're a mechanic, and they go, "Hey, come out front with me real quick. This car's making a funny noise." You're like, "Dude, I'm drinking a beer."
Yep.
It's kind of like
will that count?
But I'm sometimes that guy. Because as crazy as it sounds, I don't attend every convention, and sometimes there is an exclusive I want. And I definitely have been in that position of asking somebody. I don't do it a lot, and I won't do it for something that's not actually something I want. That's sorry. I've been not paying attention for a minute because I found a typo on a slide. I found a typo on a slide and I was fixing it.
Nice.
Because I'm a professional.
I saw you clicking.
Yeah, I can see it too.
So real quick side note, producer Tim, I always say this is not.
Is he at the Suns game again?
No, he's on a camping trip. His kids do like an annual camping trip, so he's in the wilderness for the next 7 days, which I did not envy that. But super side note, Tim is in IT. He went to DeVry, super computer nerd, knows the shit. And he wears a t-shirt over here when I ask him for help that says, "No, I will not fix your computer," even though he's here to fix my computer. Nice. Love that shirt.
It's better to put it out there and make an exception than for people to think it's always going to be the case. Totally get
But it's always funny, dude. I've known him for 8 years, and I'm like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" He's like, "I'll be right over," and open the door, and it's, "No, I will not fix your t-shirt." I'm like, "Did you just change into that just to
That's his work uniform. Of course he did.
He's like, "Yes, it is." All right. So we talked about the good and the bad. Gogol, your bad.
All right. So I'm not sure. Like, there are a lot of things I don't like. Like, there's a lot of things I would change about the experience. But if I'm going to bring the creator point of view of it, I could complain about the cost. It's extremely cost prohibitive to do a convention. We're talking to the tune of $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, depending on what you're doing, what you're shipping, where you're staying, what show it is. But the thing that I dislike most, and this is kind of not a gripe with conventions, but the kind of experience of being a creator is, especially for me, I'm on the West Coast. If I do New York Comic Con, I need to fly out the day before because of the time difference, right? I fucking hate flying for any reason. Like, if a flight is more than 45 minutes, I'm pissed off from the moment I book the flight to the moment I get home. And there's nothing I can do about that. That's just who I am. But conventions, it's a special kind of hell. Traveling for a convention, because you're carrying this heavy fucking bag full of product. And they're going to weigh it, and they're going to make you open it at security, because a block of trades just looks like a big box in an X-ray. It doesn't look like a bunch of books, and they're going to fuck up your exclusives that you packed really nicely. Oh, it's a whole fucking thing. Like, I'm having like 5 episodes ago Nico vibes over here about how angry. But like, no, real talk though. Like, you get up early. All right, now, let me walk you through what my average East Coast convention experience is.
Real quick. I wasn't laughing at you earlier. I just had to show this.
That's fine.
Oh man.
I read that while you were talking. I'm like, that was not a laughing moment. I'm cracking up over here.
Lightsaber. Yeah, I see what he was doing. No,
Yeah.
all right. So I work at 9 to 5, 10 to 6. And so I will, in a normal non-quarantine year when I'm in the office, I will get off work at 6 or maybe a little bit before 6. I'll take the half hour, 45-minute ride down to the airport. I'll get there. My flight will usually leave at about 11 p.m. after I've been up since like 6 a.m. I will fly overnight. The time difference will make it so that I get in on a 6-hour flight at about 7 a.m. Right. And by then there's no time to check into the hotel or go do anything. You grab a Starbucks and you go to the convention center. So I'm running on like no sleep. Just got off my flight, which I already told you I'm pissed off about to begin with. Get to the show, work all day on my feet, talk to people I don't know, which I love doing. But after all of that bullshit that came before, to get to that point, it can be taxing sometimes. And then you go home to the hotel and you sleep. And then you get up and do it again for a longer day, usually for the second day, right? The first day is usually a little shorter. Yeah. And then you do it again on Sunday. You leave the show, you get on a flight, you go home, you get home around 10 p.m. midnight if you're on the West Coast. And then you go back to work on Monday. It is literally a full work week of time, 40 hours over 3 days. And it is fucking exhausting. But I would never stop doing it.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
Right? Yeah, you thought I was being super negative and I was teeing it up.
No, I feel you. That was awesome. So guys, Frank and I give each other a lot of shit. But a sentence like that means he cares about what he does. So aside from, just stop. Let me compliment you before you say something smart ass.
Smart ass.
Yeah, we were not even here to talk about Frank's books. But guys, if you're here, you're just talking and you're hanging out for the first time and you're already hit the subscribe button and all the bell stuff, make sure you do check out Frank's work. Okay. Because to go through all that hell on purpose and then tip over his can for the 5th time.
That was actually the 6th time, but thanks.
You know what I'm thinking it is? The universe is throwing you off right now because Yee's dog's not around barking. So you're the one making all the background noise. It's flipped
I
today.
I don't believe in any of that stuff. That makes so much sense.
Yee, just right, every time he makes a noise with that
can. The can over here. Bark.
No, but Yee needs to lean in and go, is that your can again? Or is that your bottle tipping over again? All right. Let's keep
real quick before we move forward. If you hate flying, hit the subscribe button.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for gimmicks. I got one. I feel like I've got one solid. We should be at 1,200 likes, subs, or whatever by the end of the episode.
If you hear Frank's can, hit that thumbs up.
There you go. Every time you hear Frank's can fall or his water bottle tip, take a shot. It's a drinking game now. All right. Let's keep cruising here, guys. So cons are coming up. Frank, what's your next Comic-Con you're going to? What do you have scheduled next?
MegaCon. It's in Orlando. It's August 12th through the 15th.
Okay.
On the East Coast. Flying on late Wednesday night. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, I think. So yeah, that's my next one. I'm actually really looking forward to it in spite of the 7-hour flights and all the heavy luggage. Going not anything against anyone from Florida, but if I had to pick a place for my first sort of coming out of COVID show, I didn't know if Florida would have been my first choice.
Sure.
Yikes. But I'll be there.
You're excited to see all the Florida Man headlines.
I can read those on the internet. I don't want to live them.
There you go.
No,
Frank, when you go to these, do you go by yourself?
For the most part. My wife will travel with me depending on the show. Sure. She likes to travel as well. She comes to Chicago with me every year because she loves Chicago. She's got a good friend who lives up in Seattle, so she'll do that one with me. International shows, which I haven't done a lot of, but I'm sure she's going to be coming to most of those just because, why not? Right. But I also sometimes travel with other creators. There's a couple of guys who I have worked with or am good friends with, and I'll split a hotel room with them. And some of them are out here in California, so I'll fly with them if I can. So yes and no. I try to travel alone just because it's easier. One less thing to worry about. 100 less things to worry about.
All right. Yeah, I'm bringing Laura with me. We're both going to be working the Baltimore Con. It was funny because she didn't think she was going to be able to make it. We have kids, the mistakes we talk about constantly that we make. I got two of those.
No comment.
I'm making it for you. I'm beating you to it.
No, it's fine. I just really like my life decisions.
That's good. So I told my daughter, I said, hey, if your mom can't go, I'll take you with me. Of course, she's like, that's great. And then, like, not even 30 seconds, Laura's like, no, I can go. I figured it out. She's like,
I figured out I don't want her to go.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some traveling with Laura because we'll have similar purposes. Except for I think I've lost her for a day. She's going to go do what E wants to do and see the town and hit some museums or something.
Nice.
Well, if she doesn't get mugged, it should be a good time.
Jeez. Yeah, Frank says if you don't get mugged, you'll have fun in Baltimore.
Oh, I'm not muggable. I can hold my own.
How are you not muggable? You're super muggable.
No, I'm not.
I'm getting you a T-shirt that says muggable.
We can all definitely hear her, and I can definitely say she's like 5'3". She's not muggable. She's she's kidnappable.
He said you're not muggable. You're kidnappable. That's awesome. Okay, let's keep cruising here. So, what's the next point we want to touch on?
All right. So I was actually I wasn't even looking.
How about the next convention I'm going to?
Oh yeah, I guess. We can.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to Comic Palooza this weekend. So if you're in Houston, happy 713 Houston Day. So yeah.
That's a thing.
713 is our area code.
But I mean, they have 713 Houston Day. It sounded like it's an event.
I don't know. Probably.
Oh my goodness.
I bet if you're from there, you know. Now, which natural disaster is going to hit this weekend? Because was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Comic Palooza was canceled and then reset because of flooding. I might be misremembering.
Was that because of a tropical storm coming through?
Because
you guys may be due for a drought.
No, it's been raining here for like. It's been raining here every day for like since like May something.
Yeah, I gotta say, Texas is the one place where I've had conventions canceled, and that's a real pain in the dick because flights cost a lot of money, and airlines do not want to give you that money back. And like, you know, I get it. Conventions are a business; they wait till the last minute to tell you.
There you go.
And then you're super like out of the window where you can get a refund or transfer. And Texas has done that to me a couple of times. I love going to Texas. Comic Palooza is a great show. It's where I bought my Avengers #1. We were talking about that offline. I saw it in the comments. Somebody asked what the best thing we found at a show was. I got it for $1,500, got it graded, and it was like worth like $4,000 now. So like, you know, that was a pretty good investment.
Yeah, the best thing I ever got at a convention was probably, or the one thing I remember is always, I have a Marvel's Collectible Classics #2. If you don't know what that is, it's the Spider-Man 1 Chromium edition. And yeah, it was a raw copy. I used the Venom #7 secret variant in the trade. I got the
sorry
I got the retailer to say like what his lowest price was, and then I added in the book for a trade, and he lowered it even more, and so I paid for it. Hit a 9.8. Can't complain.
I see Jay Stacks. In the comments. Well, saying hello to Dan. Dan Barry. He's a watcher, not a part of the show.
Jay Stacks will greet everyone that's in the chat. Because that's the guy he is.
Also, I didn't see the comma between Laura and Gogol. I was like, wait, who did I marry?
Sorry, my goodness, guys.
Anyway,
yeah.
All right. Last part of the main topic tonight. How do we prepare? We're going to do that part in a minute. How do we prepare?
I didn't mean to look it.
That's fine. That's fine.
How do I prepare?
That's the corrected slide. It's got the R in it. We're good. Let's talk about how you prepare for a show. Since you're not wildly experienced and you're doing a somewhat big show toward the end of the year, like what's your game plan?
You know, step 1, Zen. You can't stress. You just got to get it done. Step 2, make a plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Step 3,
are you eating fortune cookies?
Yeah. Step 3.
You cannot answer the question, what is your plan, and say to make a plan. You can't do that.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go through my notes right here on where.
I feel like you don't have a plan. Are you on air admitting that Bird City Comics does not have a plan for Baltimore Comic Con? You know what your exclusive is going to be, right? You're that far?
Broski, I'm a spreadsheet guy. You should see this thing. It's color coordinated.
I dropped you. Have you seen our outlines? I color code shit too.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so Laura's paying attention.
Now it's burned in my eyes. The comment looked like it said Laura Gogol.
You guys, I'm telling you this right now. Super side joke to your already joke. One of you would be dead in 2 weeks. I don't know if you can handle being around each other.
I'd starve to death.
For sure.
Oh.
What did I fail at? My plan. Anyway, step 3, just go into the whole thing. Ready to have a good time, guys. My name is Anthony. I'm here in Baltimore. I like to party. Let's go.
Not one of those things has to do with setting up a comic book booth. Not one of them.
I mean, do you guys want the logistics? You got to put out the booth. You got to watch where your flow is from your main entries. You got to know which celebrities are around you, because if I've got Frank Gogol on my left and I've got somebody better on my right, obviously I want my display to be tilted this way to see the flow come through. Second thing
I would lose in a fight to Trish. I would.
Oh, dude, she'd run you over. She's a car chick.
Absolutely.
She'd meet you in the parking lot, and yeah, just.
I think it's cute that you think that we wouldn't be trying to jump you, me and Trish.
Oh shit.
Anyway.
Didn't think about that.
Creator war versus retailer.
We're gonna have to edit this episode.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah.
Watch this again in a few days, and it'll be better.
Yeah.
After we chop and screw it.
We'll animate some My Little Pony and do it. It'll be great. Friendship is magic.
That works. Exactly. All right. So let's save Gogol for last. But Yi, how do you prep for your con?
All right. So first off, I make sure I know which creators I want to beat. Find the books that I'm going to bring for them to sign. Make sure I have my window bags ready to go. Make sure I can find a CGC or CBCS witness, whichever one the con has. I mean, if it's a really good con, they'll have both. Other things I will do is I bring a extra store portfolio to make sure if I'm picking up books, I can put them in there so they're not just running loose around in my backpack, getting damaged that I don't want. And I tend to usually bring an extra store folio full of books for either trade or to send off for grading. Okay,
so your big tip is storage. Bring available storage. I like it.
And then here's a pro tip. A lot of publishers do not provide bags and boards, so bring your extra bags and boards. So you
extra pro tip. That
always bring protection.
Always bring protection, and that extra fancy soda root beer that they try to sell at every con, just regular root beer, guys.
It's not even as good as regular root beer.
A&W all day. All right, Gogol.
I want to backtrack to the thing I hate most. I hate that they sell soda at conventions the way they do, like with a big ass truck and like cups that are this big. And like, why would you go to a comic convention to buy fucking soda?
And then you can bring a water bottle and fill it up with water.
No, they make you buy the commemorative cup, and they make them out of metal now with this big awkward straw. And now you got to carry the damn thing because you paid $50 for it.
Yeah, and then you don't have $50 for comics or celebrities or like some other thing that you should be doing at a Comic-Con. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge anyone who buys a dumbass cup for soda at a Comic-Con, I guess. But I am a little bit. I'm sorry if anyone is watching this. I'm so sorry. All right, how do I prepare? My prep is a lot of the same as he is actually, like, and it's carryover from when I was a collector and I did cons and kind of like adapting that for being a creator. Storage is a huge thing. I have to bring stock with me. Luckily, I always booth with SourcePoint. They ship out stock for me and I don't have to bring a lot of that, but I still do bring a lot. I have a lot of, I archive variants and like hang on to them for a couple of years and like bust them out like as like, surprise offerings for shows. I'll bring trades just in case we run out of something to have more of. So the plastic heavy duty short boxes that have like the folding flap lids and the locks. I got one of those. I have a roller bag for airplane storage that it fits into, so I can transport things like in bulk. Fuck you then.
Of course you bought one of those $30
I got
cups.
An extra plane ticket for my wife Laura.
Wait, why am I getting mugged for sure? What is happening here?
I think you're on a time delay with the comments. Some of these comments seem to be from earlier.
I'm reading back. I'm trying to catch up.
Your ass whooped in Baltimore is a sure thing and B likely to happen.
Right? $10 on Trish. Okay, I'm catching up here. AMW's crap. Not true. All right, continue.
Anyway, storage is super important. And if I sell all my shit and make money, I can put new stuff I bought into storage, right? It doubles. It works both ways. And I get to be a collector and a fan at the same time. I also have a bag that I bring signage and like stupid small stock like pins and shit.
Yeah. I feel like that cup comment you and I really struck a nerve with somebody.
I think that somebody's damn bad.
Yeah.
The cup comment between his vendetta with you to begin with. Dan, wink twice if you'll be at Baltimore.
He messaged me on the side. He messaged me on the side and said he was going to be there.
I have $30. I'll buy the cup.
Let me just say this right now because I'm reading back on some of these comments. Let me just clarify something, guys. I'm 6 foot, I'm 245 pounds, and I did grow up in the sketchy part of Arizona. Just before, if you run into me in Baltimore and you think you're going to be funny, just super side note.
Let me add a couple of addendums to that. First of all, what is the not sketchy part of Arizona that's not the Grand Canyon? And that's kind of sketcy. Right?
You just proved my point. You're helping me out. Continue.
Arizona is the US's butthole. It's literally a butthole. Second of all, size and weight don't matter, man. I've seen you drink. I know you can't do nothing with that size.
I'm getting ready to load up a glass now. See?
I thought you were going to say a gun. I was like, damn, that's legal in Arizona.
Yeah, that's good. He goes hard in the paint. All right, but anyway, storage, guys.
Listen, man. Listen, those metal soda cups, it's like a fucking elephant trunk. It don't matter how big you are. Mm-hmm. Are you fast? Can you get away? It's like a bear attack. You don't got to be the fastest. You just can't be the slowest.
That's it. That's true. And Ye'll be there. I'm sure I can push him in front of me before I'm attacked.
So, if you're attacked by bears, you're supposed to pretend you're all big because their vision is really bad.
So when Dan Barry walks up to me with his cup, I'm just supposed to go.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, let's roll with that. Hey, guys, we're super duper off in the left field, by the way.
It's a Baltimore. If you throw your arms up like that, the Baltimore police might shoot you.
That's probably true, too.
Took it too far. Took it too far. All right. So I think we well covered something.
Look what you guys did.
Oh my god.
No. Miami and or Florida, which I have no problem with, is America's armpit. I'm just going based on shape, right? The Grand Canyon is a giant hole. The Gulf of Mexico part of
just
Florida
everybody.
We're so off
the
rails.
Just besides that, but everybody that's listening, just so you guys know, the description.
Hit the subscribe button if you like this.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say it says perspective from across the food chain. So Frank right now's perspective is his own, since he's calling states not so pleasant smelling body parts. So when next time I'm in Florida, I'm not mugged. Frank,
I'm from New Jersey. Are you kidding me? I don't even
know. From Jersey?
I don't even know what part of the body that is, but it is not a nice one.
Oh my gosh!
This is the mole that got removed.
These are camaraderie comments. Anyway, I think we talked about conventions like for 15 or 20% of this conversation. Let's move on to the fun segment because I made a fun slide. We're gonna play a game called Construct. It's wordplay.
Wait, no, you're supposed to say, see what I said there? See what I did there?
Why?
Just because that's how you're supposed to deliver these things, Frank. You're supposed to go, I came up with a slide called Construct. See what I did there?
No, I don't see what you did there.
Pun intended, question mark.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
If anyone's wondering, the R was missing. The most obvious letter in this font style was the one that was missing, and I didn't catch it earlier, and that's why I was fixing the slide. I own my mistakes, and you showed yours too.
Is that R or P?
Every day while we record what we're eating, yes.
Well, we make you own them, and that's all you. Props to him. All right, so we're gonna play a little game. We are going to dream up our dream conventions. We talked about what we like, what we didn't like, what makes a good con, what kind of cons we are down for, what ones we aren't. So let's put all that into action and let's kind of plan the perfect con. We're going to do it kind of like in a microcosm style, right? We're not going to plan the whole con that takes hundreds of people all year long. And obviously we're not going to do it by ourselves and whatever time we have left. But I picked a couple things that I think that can give us like a good sense of what our cons would be like. All right. So first one is going to be, where would you hold your con, right? Your perfect con. No agendas. We're not trying to make money. where would you like to go to a con? Like, what part of the country do you like visiting? Where do you like a con that already exists? Where are you going?
I would say for me, it's got to be something like near a beach, water, maybe even tropical if the weather's okay. Just because if we're just talking to go someplace to be somewhere we like, that's kind of relaxing for me. Throw me some sand, throw me some water. I don't care which coast it's on. Some environment like that.
I'm going international with this. Let's go to Amsterdam.
Hey, that's not bad. Good answer. Good answer.
Sure you're going there for the con?
Right?
Sure, why not?
You can answer that in the private chat. All right, I'm going to be a little bit basic, and I'm going to say, like, I'm going to leave it up to the weather, time of year. If it's spring, I'm gonna go to Emerald City. I'm going to go to Seattle. Or if it's fall, I'm going to go to New York. And like that's just wholly tied to me loving going to Emerald City Comic Con or New York Comic Con those times of year. That's just my feel good place. I love seasons. San Francisco doesn't have any seasons. Like it's 65 degrees here all year long. It's like
you
a little
poor
warmer,
soul.
I mean, it's great, but I also miss having summer
Sure.
and like when I drink my pumpkin spice latte in fucking October, I wanted to actually be pumpkin spice weather.
Bro, you should see me in a hoodie. I kill hoodies. I like the cold weather.
Bro, I had to get one that's pumpkin spice colored just to hide the stains. But
that's good.
Oh, Jay Burns, we'll be at Baltimore Con. All of us individually there. So.
There you go.
Well, he can meet and greet us in person.
Yep.
That's it. I like it. All right. What was your next?
So next up, we talked a little bit about size and vibe, right? You got your big shows, your top tier spectacle shows, you got your medium shows, you got your small local basement of a church shows. What size and vibe are you going for? Again, not to make money, not for any agenda. Just what do you enjoy? What would you want to, you're in fucking paradise for your con. What kind of con do you want it to be?
All right. So I'm going to go big and bad. I want A-list celebrities, A-list creators. I want all the names there.
So you want Firefest?
I want fire because if I'm going there to enjoy myself, I want it to be the party of parties in con format. You know what I'm saying? I want to be walking down the aisle. What's up? And it actually be somebody of name that I'm pointing at.
All right. So I'm just going to tell you right now that the show you want to go to is San Diego Comic-Con. If you ever get the chance, it's impossible to get tickets. You'll never get a retailer spot. Maybe if you make a comic in 10 years, you'll be able to get a creator spot. But if you can ever get in for some reason, that's the one where you want to go.
Okay, that's going to be on my bucket list. I like it, and it's near water. I'm hitting my criteria so far.
Well, yeah, no, it's not tropical, but it's warm. Weather's great. It's a great time of year. It's got a beach, and they literally take like the 10 block radius from the convention center to 10 blocks out, and it's all Comic-Con shit. After hours, like it's like a whole little Comic-Con city. It's nothing like it. It's unreal. Everyone should experience it once. Bring protection.
I'm in it. Bring protection.
I think I would shoot for a small to medium con since I'm going international. I don't know if those collectors out there are willing to buy American books or if that's even something they care about. But I know a lot of American collectors are interested in international books. So I would say, that small to medium size is probably perfect for me. A couple big name creators would be awesome, but any creators that are willing to travel internationally for a con, they're welcome.
All right. Has anybody been to Buffalo?
I've been to the place of Buffalo. I've not been to a convention there. I wouldn't want to go to
New York,
upstate New York, basically on the Canada border.
Like, when you guys say upstate, is that nice?
Upstate is everything above Manhattan.
Yeah.
So like it's, but most people mean like the most northern part, northwest.
Well, but I think they reference upstate as like their farm country. Like when somebody says I'm from upstate, you assume it's
like when you get out of
agriculture and land.
Drive 20 minutes out of Manhattan, and like it's extremely residential and it starts to get real rural real quick. Yeah, New York.
Okay,
that's Manhattan is not the state of New York. It is its own thing.
Oh, for sure. All right, that makes sense. So I guess we need to look into see why this person is shocked that nobody's been to a con in Buffalo.
I feel like that either is coming from a place of personal preference or sarcasm, and I'm leaning towards the second one. Right? Like,
That's why I wanted to look at it.
like if I wanted to go to a Buffalo wing convention, that'd be where I'd go. There is a really great retail shop out of Buffalo or the Buffalo area called Pulp 716. They're one of my favorite retailers. They're a really good indie retailer. So if anyone watching or listening or whatever does go to Buffalo, definitely check them out. I think they've got a location either right across the river in Canada or another one on our side of the pond or river. But they're both really great stores. And maybe that's a reason to go to Buffalo.
There you go.
Anyway, so size-wise, I'm swinging for the fences. I want that San Diego size one. Like, I'm basically building New York Comic Con, and I'm okay with that. Nothing fancy. Like, I want a big show. I want lots of long boxes. I want lots of creators. I want lots of announcements and news. I want crowds of people. I want to get hit in the face with a fucking lightsaber. Like, I don't want to, but that's the give and take, right?
Yeah, I'll hit you in the face with a lightsaber when I see you in Baltimore. That's what you're looking for. I'm here for you, gay.
If you're referencing that off-color comment from earlier,
no, I'm totally keeping it. I mean what I say. Nope. Don't read in between the lines. It was totally a legit comment.
Don't do anything. Don't threaten to do anything to me that you wouldn't want me to do to your wife. Look, that's the rule of thumb. All right.
Okay, wait. Where's the line at? Because I'm sure I'm like tippy-toeing around it.
What line?
I know, right?
You said you were going to assault me with a weapon.
You said that's what you were looking for, an experience. I figured by, somebody, that knows you okay. Keep it in the safe zone, yeah?
You don't know me.
Oh, my goodness. Continue.
All right. So size, location, vibe, all down. If you could pick one comic book guest, one artist, and one writer to attend this con for you to meet, who and why? Briefly.
You go first, because I know there's already one in your mind.
Right off the bat,
Dead or alive. Keep it interesting.
Oh man, that makes it even harder. But I'm going to go with someone that's alive. I'm going to say Frank Miller because he'll draw names and people.
He'll draw names and people.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so you're gonna use him as both.
Yeah, I'm going to use him as the hey, I got Frank Miller to show up to this con, and then that way it's like, oh, if other artists or creators here oh, he's going to be there. Okay, I can sign up for this con too. So,
okay,
yeah,
there you go.
Ant you up.
I know it's kind of lame, but Stanley, never met him. I never get to meet him while he was alive. He's now not here. I missed it. There was one con he was here, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go, and then I got busy, and I'm like, next year, and then he passed away the next year. So, kind of an obvious one, but never got to meet the man. A writer, I don't know. I mean, I guess, does he count as both? I like Tynion a lot right now. It would be cool to just be like, here, sign this stack of shit that I pick up from you every week.
I think you have Stan Lee confused with somebody else. He is a writer.
Right. But he drew some covers too, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
I don't think no, he was just a writer.
I mean, if he did, they probably weren't that well drawn.
I mean, if you count those blank sketches that he did, those stick figures that people are trying to sell for $1 million and stuff like that.
Dollars, right?
Yeah. Just to draw them into your.
But you can pick two writers if you want.
Yeah, because I'm not big on artists. Like, artists are great. I love the spectrum of art, from the photorealism to the really artistic, watercolor type. So I couldn't zero in on anything there.
But you got great art for that Baltimore exclusive, right?
Pays it.
Pays the bills.
It's gonna get us there.
All right. I'm gonna say Jack Kirby. Jack's been dead a while now, and I totally missed any chance to ever meet him. Same reasons you want to meet Stan. I just wildly underappreciated compared to Stan, and I love Stan too. But it would have been cool to put a book in front of him and have his signature, because those are far more rare and just as special. If I was gonna pick a writer, I'm gonna go a little outside the box, say Stephen King. I feel like I'm not gonna have a lot of opportunities to catch that guy somewhere, and his books have definitely been a big part of my writing style. So I would want to see him, and I feel like he definitely fits into that Venn diagram of people who could be at a Comic-Con.
Sure.
So do you think his son would tag along too, Joe Hill?
Doesn't he try to space out?
I prefer he don't.
No.
I mean, Joe's a very good writer. I love Lock and Key. I'm just, that's not what I'm asking for here.
There you go. All right. Was there another spectrum on there to create the perfect?
Yeah. So on the other side of that coin, celebrity, right? We talk specifically comic creators, or we try to keep you on the rails for that. What one celebrity would you want to be at a show? Let's assume you'll do a meet and greet with them, right? You'll sit with them for like 15, 20 minutes, maybe get to ask a couple questions, get a signature. Who's it going to be?
Ooh, I got this one right off the bat.
It's got to be somebody who makes sense for a Comic-Con, though, right? Been in a movie.
I got
my pop culture. All
right. Tommy Chong. He's been in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even been in recent movies too. So I mean, he's a pop culture icon.
Is he in jail right now, though?
Yeah, I was gonna say no. He's not in jail.
Not that has anything to do with it, but just the
he wouldn't be able to attend your con.
Wait, I mean, like
in Amsterdam. I mean, all right, if you're in Amsterdam, I can understand the allure of hanging out with.
I get it.
Yeah, okay, that makes Tommy Chong, and then and then him and Cheech Marin have reunited, so I could have both.
There you go.
You got to pick one.
All right, it's gonna be Tommy Chong.
Seems like the easy choice. All right, who are you bringing for a celebrity?
All right, I'm bringing Tom Holland. Because, loaded question. My daughter's got a huge crush on him, and she's entering those dark years of her teenage years. So that would make me off her crap list while she transitions.
Okay.
Is that your daughter in the background screaming what?
She's like,
those
I just said if I could pick a perfect con person, I would pick Tom Holland.
Yes. Okay. That's why you're my favorite.
Give me some up top. Bam. See? Nailed it.
Listen, I think you're overestimating how much goodwill that'll get you and how long they'll remember.
It's hopeful. It's wishful thinking.
Yeah, that is optimistic. I don't really like celebrities. Like they're fine. They're people. Like I don't get like starstruck and have like a huge list of people who I'd want to meet. So I'm having a hard time thinking of something like particularly interesting. I'd love to meet Emma Stone. She was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
She's great. She's hysterical. I saw her in a production of Cabaret in New York a few years back, and I was maybe 20 feet away from her. I'd love to be like 2 feet away from her, and have her say my name, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay, I want to jump on that one.
I love my wife.
I love my wife,
but we each have a hall pass.
There you go. All right. We're not going to talk about hall passes on this episode.
Nope. That's next episode. All right, so let's start winding it down here. If you had to bring out one publisher that you love, who you could hang out with, buy some exclusives with, and maybe get dinner with, who's it going to be? Yeah, and assume that their stable of creators will be with them.
Boom Studios.
I know who you have to say. I put this in here because I knew who you're going to pick.
I gotta say Source Point. I want to hang out with Gunn.
You're already buying me all the drinks, so
I want to hang out with Gunn. So, oh yeah, you'll be there too, right? Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there. Did I do that right?
You did. Yes, you got it. Nailed it. All right.
I forgot you even wrote a book too for Boom. So I guess you'd be hanging out too with me in Amsterdam.
Hey,
that's right.
Double dip.
That's right.
Double dip.
Listen, I will go to dinner with Boom, so I can meet all of the other people who create there. Tinian, so I can tell him how much love you guys give him on our show when you're not supposed to be.
Right.
hang out with Tom Taylor, who's killing it on Seven Secrets and everything he's ever written. I would say Boom too, but mostly because I want to pick the brains of the people who work there in the marketing department. Like I know that's not the most obvious reason, but like clearly they've cracked some formula with the exact right kind of variant covers and marketing push and coverage and the right backroom deals. And like, I want to know those things. So that's why I'm going there. That's the creator side of my brain going. But the creator is going to cater to the fan too, because they've got a great stable of creators.
Yep.
Nice. All right.
And then rounding this out, and I'm maybe you'll have to go last on this one just so we can tee you up. But what's your after hours event? A lot of cons, especially the big ones, have after parties. Publishers throw after parties. Source Point did one at a burlesque show in New York 2 years ago. That was a ton of fun. People from other publishers came to that instead of going to their parties. It was a great time.
That's awesome.
But it could be anything from like a dinner at whatever restaurant to full-fledged party or anything in between. It can be bowling, it can be a concert, like whatever. Like, but what are you doing for fun with your comic people?
Am I going last?
I mean, I guess I explained it well enough that you could go first.
There you go. I would
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, let's just knock it out. I would do like an after hours like nightclub, like a straight up party, dancing, open bar. I want to see these guys get outside of their comfort zone. I feel like you get to know people when you put them in an environment that they can relax and let loose, and see what they're really like. Because of course you're super personable and bubbly in front of the that come to see you at these things. I'll see you after hours when you kick off your shoes.
I feel that.
I mean, we're in Amsterdam. You have to have the meet and greet with Tommy Chong at a coffee shop.
Hey,
and we will leave it at that.
Exactly.
Low
That's
key.
why. Yeah.
Is that coffee shot in the red light district?
All right.
I mean, what happens after hours in Amsterdam? That's like on you, right?
There are no during hours in Amsterdam, from what I hear. They're only after hours.
It's a lot of fun. I'll say that. How about that?
All right, fair enough.
Nice.
I'm gonna do small batch karaoke, handpicked group of folks to go out and do karaoke. I don't like karaoke. I can't sing, but I feel like something that makes people get loose and like put themselves out there a little bit is the best way to get to know people and the best way to kind of build those memories, those relationships. And as a creator, I'm trying to, meet people and build those connections, because I don't want to be a ladder climber. I don't want to just know people so they can do stuff for me. I want to have friends who think of me, and I want to do the same for them, kind of thing. So I'm going to karaoke. I'm probably going to sing My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, Celine Dion.
That's awesome.
or oh god, what's that song from the Guardian? Is it called The Guardian?
The Whitney Houston song?
Bodyguard? That's it. That's the one, not The Guardian, Bodyguard. I sing it to my dog a lot, so like I know that I got that key down.
Nice.
But now when she hears it come on the radio, she like runs into the kitchen. It's a whole thing.
She's like, she sings it so much worse than you, Papa. And the rest of the world is like, really?
How did you know that she calls me a Papa?
Because there's Papa.
Yeah. My sweet little angel dog, Waffle, she was adopted from Puerto Rico. So I assume that when I speak to her in English, she doesn't understand me. Maybe by now, it's been 6-7 years. It might be her second language, but I like to speak to her in Spanish. It helps me practice. I think that she understands me better.
That's cool. I like it. Great, look at this. Tacos for life.
Papa. My Polish dog calls me Papa too. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's where you put the comma. I get it. All right. Any more questions on your perfect con list?
No. I think that's gonna do it. But like I think that gives everyone watching, us included, a pretty good sense of what we look for in a show. Kind of like the differences there could be in a show. Like every one of those cons, as ridiculous as some of the options may have been, is totally realistic. Like it could happen. Likely is another story, but like cons are pretty elastic and they're used for a lot of different reasons and not always comics. So it's always interesting to see kind of your Fire Festival and international type Comic Cons versus
how it all comes together.
But yeah, I think that's gonna wind us down for the night. We're going a little over tonight, but it was a good conversation. Got a little in the weeds. I'm not sure it ever got out, but.
All right, guys.
We're here.
If we're here, we're gonna have a good time.
We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
That's it. I like it. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
I think he's just got it.
What's up?
That's better. I think you just nailed your catchphrase.
What? Oh, we're not here for a good time. We're not here for a long time. Here for a good time.
That's it. All right, guys. Kicking it over. If you guys have not done so, make sure you go check out what we're eating. We did drop our picks in here. I actually don't think I was the blooper this week. I think it was Yi. Was it?
So I had the freeze moment at the beginning, and then I had a ant moment at the end credits.
Nice.
Of course.
Oh, we have an end credits one now too?
Yep.
Jeez.
I've been throwing in extra.
So much value. But yeah, guys, if you haven't been checking out what we're eating, every Tuesday morning they drop at some time. It's usually 6 a.m. my time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, give or take. Yeah, it's iffy, but it's got our 3 comic picks each for the week, and a little bonus pick, non-comic, kind of what's keeping us sane type of deal. Comes out every Tuesday. We love hearing what you guys have to say too. So if you do watch it, drop a comment. Let us know what you're reading. I've picked up at least 4 cool books since we started doing this based off comments of recommendations. So keep those coming. Chariot was one of the ones that I passed on, and now I'm kicking myself. He even put it up as his pick that week. Anyway, check those out. That's every Tuesday.
It's been
right for the show. Next week, we're talking about comic book video games. The actual title of this, in spite of what's pictured on the title card, is Comic Book Video Games and Why the Fuck Do They Always Suck? That's the long version. We're not going to put that all on the title card, but yeah, comic book video games have a history of being pretty terrible on the whole. There's a handful of really good ones. We've got the PS4 Spider-Man and Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman up here. Those are 2 of the better ones. But we have a lot to talk about, and it'll be a fun, probably very controversial conversation. So we hope you'll join us for that. I fixed the slide. Didn't really fix
Nice.
it. I hacked it. It's just covered and moved, but it's fine. So if you haven't yet, and all of our pleas so far this episode have not moved you to do so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's that square button next to the bell under the screen. You can see it right now. I know you can. So hit that. If you don't follow us on Instagram, Yuzi's putting up some great stuff over there. Give us a follow over there, and hit the bell. We want you to know when if you like this stuff, you should probably want to know when it's happening, and you'll get a little push notification wherever you watch this, I guess on your phone, if you subscribe and hit the bell, and then you'll know when what you're eating drops, or what we're eating drops, and then you can tell us what you're eating, and then you'll know when the episode goes live, and you can hear us talk about how terrible comic book video games are.
Right, exactly.
Do you see the strategy here?
That circles all right back around. Just comes right back around.
Exactly. There was a plan. It's not always the case. But yeah, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, hit the bell, all good stuff.
Yes.
And we, like we said earlier in the episode, we are closing in on that 900 subs giveaway.
22 was where we were at before. I don't know if we've gained any since then.
We better have. I'm just kidding. But once we hit those 22 and hit 900, we're going to give away the Sam Wilson Captain America #1 hip hop variant cover, courtesy of Yee. It's going to come with that free press from Red Hood Comics. We'll hook you up with that. So if you haven't subbed, hit that. We're giving away a Kanto #1 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from the first series when we hit 1,000. So just every sub is a step closer to getting that Kanto book out of my house, and it haunts me. The new series drops tomorrow, Kanto 3. Super excited for that, but it always makes me feel like I'm not doing enough in comics. So it's like a real love-hate relationship. I want it out of my house. So please sub the channel.
Yep.
Well, I was about to say, I think I still have some time to like send it out to Red Hood and get it back from pressing. But I mean, if we're at 878, I'm just gonna hold off and let him know like who the winner is, or we'll let it
direct ship after he fixes her up.
I'll send it out to the winner, and they can decide if they want the book pressed or not.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Cool. I mean, I'll chat with the winner.
Options. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll have options, and so it's up to you.
All right, and then
Sweet.
Is that it? All right, so
guys, that was it. So if you enjoyed the show, we're getting ready to roll out here for the night. Do you fine fellas have anything to add before we call it?
Just real quick off the top of my head, for those of you who are still watching, I've said this last couple episodes, Unborn #1, my sci-fi horror Aliens meets Power Ranger book is up for pre-order right now. It's up for the next 7 or 8 weeks, but go get those pre-orders in early if it sounds like it's something for you. If you're iffy and you want to check out a little preview, hit me up and I'll send you some pages. You can check it out, see if it's your jam. We have some great covers, so definitely get those pre-orders in. And if you're going to MegaCon, which is a month away right now, but if you're going to MegaCon, hit me up. Let's get a beer. Let's do something.
Nice. Easy.
If you're at Comic Palooza this weekend, I will probably be there on Sunday. So if you see me walking around digging through bins, say what's up. You know, I'm always willing to hear what you're collecting and stuff like that.
I like it.
Trade.
And if you're in Arizona, don't go to Ant's house. Don't visit him at Burn City Comics.
Not unless you want cold beer and good food.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
and a really good time.
I want to hear that Bluetooth. I want to hear that Bluetooth grill, man.
Dude, I got you, bro. You come
Wait,
here.
is that how it works? You listen to it?
No, it's not a speaker. Oh my gosh.
Bluetooth, though.
You definitely don't cook. Look at you.
Oh,
All right,
my
guys.
dog.
Until next time, make sure you guys do what we always tell you to do and stay hungry.